we are going to make fun of a white woman, a white Karen, or a white Muslim woman. We're gonna look at this. This is gonna be probably one of the worst things we have ever watched, probably. Pro-Sharia feminists find out the hard way by Meira K. We're gonna look at this, right? It's already an oxymoron. You can't be a feminist and then also Muslim. That doesn't work. But yeah, we're gonna look at this. Also, please consider liking, subscribing. We go in. That's gonna be horrible.
Did you know, in Islam, men and women are seen as equal in the eyes of God?
That's already rather funny. That's very funny. Really? Oh, God, that was a horrible pause. I'm so sorry. Really? Are we really saying that? Are we? Huh? I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know about that one. I mean, have you looked at Iran? Syria at times? Afghanistan? I don't know about that one, Chief. Aren't like most of inhabitants in hell women, if I remember correctly?
Really? Did you know that I'm not a stupid woman, but it turns out that there are a lot of really idiotic females out there, specifically liberal ones, who are falling for this kind of narrative, who believe that Islam treats men and women equally, that they really understand the feminine needs, you know, to be abused and to be locked up and to be covered up so that nobody can ever see anything about who the woman is.
Iran, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Yemen. Yeah. We get it. Well, wait, can we talk on Discord when you can? Sure. It's interesting, right? It's interesting. There is women out there that call themselves feminists that are Muslim. I do not understand how this works. Just like you really can't be a feminist and Christian, you can't be a feminist and Muslim. This does not work. These ideologies bite each other. It doesn't work. It's very confusing. Look at her face. I'm so sorry.
Because really, her entire job is to service the man. Let's actually break down what it really means to be a woman under Islamification. Because I think there's a bit of a misconception going around the universe, which is actually working to...
You know what's also funny? I see a bunch of ladies saying that the hijab is nothing sexual. Buddy, listen. It's literally made so men don't lust after women and children. That's literally what it is for.
Convert uneducated people into this religion that then treats women so different to men.
See, the pipeline's different, right? The pipeline for white ladies is different, okay? They don't see how this works is oftentimes they find a Muslim boyfriend, and that Muslim boyfriend will manipulate her into that, right? That the Muslim boyfriend will eventually like make a convert, right? That's usually how this goes.
The absurdity of a feminist movement pushing for Islamification is honestly, it's beyond me. But let's watch for a second what it actually means to be a female under Islam. Welcome to the pushback. We are pushing back because we have had enough. And if you've had enough too, hit that subscribe button and join us because we're creating a movement and we want you a part of it. Enough is enough. I'm Meira K. Let's see the truth of what females get to experience under Islam.
Did you know, in Islam, men and women are seen as equal in the eyes of God?
Wait a minute. Who are you?
In Afghanistan, so your wife cooks everything for you. You live like a box. She doesn't even buy groceries. Let's take a look.
Wow.
So good. So your wife cooks everything for you?
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Guys, this is how it goes in Afghanistan.
You live like a boss.
You live like a boss.
Honorable think that your wife will cook you food and you come home, you don't have to be like, oh, let me take this guy out. I hate that stuff, man. Let me take you to the restaurant. Let me do this.
So your wife doesn't work, right?
No. She's a queen. She doesn't even go outside to buy the groceries. I do everything.
Yeah?
I do everything. Even for clothes, everything. From A to Z.
How?
So some people might say, oh, your wife must be depressed in the house. No, I take my wife out.
Wait, she never, she leaves the house, of course, right? No? Never?
When I take her out, because we have different land in different areas. So we have land in
I take her out. Are you telling? You take her out like a fucking dog? Yeah, she's a queen. No, that's literally just like you take her for a walk like a dog. What the fuck? Huh? Like, okay, cool. He provides everything for her, but like, at that point, like, she's no different than a dog. Like, as a role, she cooks and just does nothing else. She takes care of the home, and that's it. Thank God I'm a Christian now. Freedom, unlike the extremist Islamism. Yeah, there are more types of Islamism. The problem is that, like, rationally, you'd have to consider, right, the hadith. There's many countries that have Islam and like that have Islam as like their main religion, but then they don't include the hadith, and then you have like countries where like the hadith are all in there. It's like horrible. And the more they take from the hadith, the more the more extreme it gets.
the outskirts, so I take her there. I have land in another place, which is like 2 hours away. I take her there. So I constantly just keep on just giving her like we call it chikar, switching up, so she feels happy. You know, she's like,
Yeah.
oh, you know.
So good.
Okay. By the way, if you're a female who a man is keeping in a house, not allowing them to go out, not to do groceries, not to choose their own clothes, but they are sometimes allowed to go on a trip whilst being watched by that man, that is called abuse, and you should call a hotline. I just want to be clear that this thing that he's so proud of, because his wife is a queen, is actually abusive behavior. No queen spends all day cooking and is not allowed to go anywhere that they would like. That's not the definition of a queenhood. You know what it is?
A queen is like, right? She has like a lot of power, and like she's not like a common woman bound to her home, right? The clip is looks like the clip is from him. She didn't find that clip from him in this case, probably.
Definition of an abusive man's paradise. That's what it sounds like. A woman who just does exactly what he wants, who never leaves her house, who he can control all of the time, and he gets to come home and be fed by this woman he has controlled. It's more like a slave.
So your wife.
Yeah, a wife in Afghanistan is akin to having a pet. It's like, let me take her to this land so she can see this kind of grass, and then I'll take her to, you know, it's like farm to table. It's like a pasture raised wife. My wife is a pasteurized wife.
My wife?
Wait, does he have literally sweet Zionist prints on there? That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, but practically that's the truth though. Literally that's the truth though. They're basically, you're like a dog at that point. Gaming question: have you ever played Wolfenstein franchise? No, I haven't. I haven't played that. I haven't. I know the first one is good. I know that when they swap to the women, that it gets horrible. Because then it definitely, you can tell it's millennial writing. The fact that they can have a lot of wives, how that works. 4 though, the Prophet had more. Apparently like 9 at one point. And then also, let's not forget that the woman cannot marry a non-Muslim, but the Muslim can marry or the Muslim man can marry a non-Muslim woman. That's also very interesting. A woman's testimony is half of that of a man. What else is there? Again, like forced to cover up, right? That's another thing.
My wife, second best prostitute in Kazakhstan. My wife.
I'll take her to this patch of grass, and then when I finish with this patch, I will lock her in her cage. And then
Yeah, my wife.
when in 2 weeks, she will be wanting more grass. So I'll take her from a cage to another cage.
By the way, this is Charles, the traveling clad. If you're not following him, make sure to go follow him. He's wonderful. He's a sweet Zionist prince, and he really knows how to put people right in the place that they deserve to be.
My wife.
My wife.
Okay, this is the guy who interviewed me. That's rather interesting. I don't need a lecture. I get it how they treat women. I'm well aware. right? And then worst case scenario, if you don't behave the way they want, you're gonna get killed, right? Honor killing. Look at all these moobs. Look at them. Look at them moobs. From what I know, they can't show their face. Basically, Islam women have to no right, kind of. They kind of don't know, right? You must realize this, right? In old Egypt, women had more rights than they do in Islam. Isn't that crazy? Like, right? Women literally had the right to own property and like have their own business and stuff. It is really interesting to know that, like, that Egypt was more old ancient Egypt appears to have been more free than whatever this is.
I believe covering your
I didn't see what was going on, but what on earth was happening there? What on earth was going on? What did he do to her? What the heck? Egypt 3,000 years ago had more freedom than today Islam countries. That's sad. Yep, very much.
Yeah, I feel sick. All of those men in Mecca pushing the fear and the stress, and then that man just holding her down. I mean, if there's more of a literal metaphor, I don't know what it is.
place as part of dressing modestly to avoid attraction when you go out.
So the danger is I might be attracted to you.
Absolutely, absolutely. The reason I wear, there are so many scholars who do feel that the hands and the face do not need to be covered, but there are also scholars who say that yes, that it should be covered, and I feel it.
The hands. The hands? So they're scholars who literally, scholars quote unquote, right? That say that, yeah, everything, just everything. Whole body condom at this point. What on earth is happening? What is going, this is, the UK is a weird place. Great Britistan.
It should be covered because the most attractive part of anybody is the face.
So is there a danger?
Can I say this thing that I don't think we talk about enough? And that is that their obsession with sexuality is a little sickening. Like, their definition of heaven is a man going and having 72 virgins, okay? That's a weird definition of heaven. And the fact that they have this idea that if, God forbid, their face is uncovered, somebody might be attracted to them, it's so sexually unhealthy. It's this weird thinking that...
Do they know that, like, you can get attracted and fall in love with somebody just by listening to their voice? Do they know this, by the way? You know how tempting nails are, Poke? Apparently not. Why do we see her eyes? It's tempting. Apparently we do. They know that, right? Like, if a woman has a wonderful voice, I can easily, like, develop feelings for that, right? If I hear it often enough and, like, like, she talks to me enough, right? They know this, right? So, that's why they don't... I get it. That's why they don't allow women to speak unless their husbands give their consent and their fathers. I forgot. Maybe, oh wait, that's how that's solved. I forgot.
Everything revolves around sexual relationships, and to me, it just screams of sexual abuse. Like, only people who have an unhealthy relationship with their sexuality because of bad things that have happened to them are so obsessive about it.
Listen, it is insane, because what it basically says is that women must cover up in Islam because men cannot control themselves, because men lack impulse control. Yet those same men come here and complain then that they might have been considered, that they might be considered predators and stuff. Yeah, with that kind of stuff, yeah, no wonder. Because it makes you look like one. Like, if little girls have to cover up in that way, that's weird. That's weird. That's why I'm saying Islamic clothing for women is inherently sexual. Not because, like, it's, like, sexually, like, revealing type of stuff, but the purpose of itself is sexual. Weird, I know. I'm saying it in a weird way, but you get what I'm understanding. Yeah, I think you get what I'm saying here, right? I think you understand.
Think that there's no way that somebody could see my face without seeing me as a sexual object, without being attracted to me. It's a bit off, you know?
That males in the audience are attracted to every female in this studio's face who's here. Are they putting themselves in some kind of
Not necessarily every female face, but yeah, it could stir some sort of
passions?
Yes, absolutely.
Why would it not stir passions in a woman to see a man's face?
Oh, that's a great question. Now she's getting uncomfortable because now she has to question what, like how is he defending? How is she defending that? How is she like countering that? Because he's not wrong. He's asking the right question. He's not wrong, right? There have been cases of like women raping men. How do you explain that? Wouldn't that put men into danger? Huh?
Well, it's about the burqa, isn't it? And about the woman wearing a veil.
Yeah.
And it's about why women are wearing a veil.
Yes, but I'm interested, if it's about equality, and you feel a sense of liberation, don't you? Why should men not be required to cover their faces too?
Because she's never thought about it. Because they don't even...
Cooked! He's cooking! Hold up! Yeah, Croc. He's cooking. He's cooking. The host asked about the audience, but we see how the audience act and how the audience in the Arab country look like. True. Damn. He asked the right question here.
Even allow for this type of thinking. I mean, technically they allow for it, but this is just not how it's divided. Everybody knows how men go to heaven, but they don't know how females do. By the way, if you're a female, you get to become one of your husband's 72 virgins. They think about the fact that obviously women have to cover themselves so that nothing inappropriate ever happens, but they don't think about the man's responsibility. Why is it ever a female's responsibility if a man has a problem and wants to sexualize things? If a man can't look around and see women without sexualizing them, that's his problem. It's not the female problem. But this is exactly what they do. They manipulate it, they twist it, they turn it, and they churn it, and it's gross.
It's a good point, but I wouldn't question that. If this is how I understand that the scholars have said, then I would do it.
And it's God's will.
It's God's will.
You're Muslim.
Yes.
Do you think Islam is less oppressive than Christianity?
I think that the media wants to frame certain narratives. And if we're talking about the West, of course the West is going to want to frame.
Bitch, why are you not covered up? If you run defense for Islam that much, why the fuck are you not covered up? Cover up? Heathen. Harlot. Whatever you want to call it. People don't really have heaven in Islam. They get nothing. You get nothing. You didn't properly behave like a good dog.
Islam, whatever.
Wait, dog is a bad comparison. They don't like dogs.
As oppressive, this, and that.
But, I mean...
Of course, it's the media's fault. It can't ever be actually just Islam's fault. It's the media's fault. Duh.
I don't think it's just media framing. We have, for example, Islamic doctrine that we can look at.
Okay, let's talk about that.
I think
Before we talk about it, let's just make it very clear. This is not a female who actually represents Islam. She might identify as part of that religion, but she is seen by Islam as, no, a traitor to the system. She's not covering her hair. She's speaking out with her face uncovered. She's not living laws the way Islam is. Maybe her picture perfect version that she's curated for herself, which allows for her to be on like sexual podcasts and to be uncovered and to have beautiful hair. Maybe that version of Islam is not terrible. Yeah, it's possible, but it isn't actually the version of Islam that Islam wants. Yeah?
Muslim majority countries, you tend to see less freedoms for women. If you look at most Western countries that are either Christian or have like a Christian heritage, women have like really robust freedoms.
I don't want to have a theological argument with you, but I think if we're looking into the specific texts when it comes to the Quran versus the Bible, the Quran is less oppressive to women, especially at the specific time that it.
Huh? We're reading the same. See. We're reading the same book. We have read the same books, right? We have read the same books. She says that, but then she doesn't consider take into consideration all the countries. Huh? Wait, what? That's rather interesting. That's rather interesting. Huh? It's like Islam today in some form of alliance with leftists and LGBTQ. It's so weird to see trans protecting Islam, but it more happened than not nowadays. It's like interesting when you see queers for Palestine. I'm like, buddy, you know you would die there. Imagine some extremist Islamists kill other people for not being in Islam. They did that to a French man. A French man was criticizing Islam and they found him and killed him. And you know how people justified it? That was a lot on TikTok, because it was a lot on TikTok. You know how they justified it? Oh yeah, why did he criticize Islam? Yeah. It's funny. Here's an idea. See, if you can't defend your argument, if you can't defend your ideology with logic and reason, then maybe it's not one you should continue having.
Came down.
I think it is a matter of interpretation when it does come down to that. I think that your overgeneralization of the Bible itself is harmful.
I don't necessarily think it's an overgeneralization. I'm just saying if we look at the texts themselves, right? So I've studied both the Bible and I've studied the Quran, and I've looked at both of those texts. And by looking at the text, I can tell you that the Bible is more oppressive towards women, especially at the time that it came down, and the practices that were imposed on the women that were there, okay?
I think you are just experiencing selective exposure.
No,
to
I'm telling you that I
information.
read the text.
Yasmin Mohammed is a human rights.
What text? The text that says if your wife doesn't listen to you, just a little smacky wacky. That text. That one. Is that the text you read? That said the Bible's more oppressive to women? Maybe it was the text in the Bible that said that women should inherit. Maybe that's what you find impressive, because, you know, women shouldn't be responsible for money. I don't know.
Activist who got married off to a Muslim man with fundamentalist views about women, not exactly uncommon in the Muslim world. He forced her to wear the niqab all the time, including once beating her because she took her hijab off at home because the apartment had a window through which people might see in.
Oh, no.
And this was in Vancouver.
Oh.
Here's what Yasmin said about veiling. It just suppresses your humanity entirely. It's like a portable sensory deprivation chamber, and you are no longer connected to humanity. You can't see properly. You can't hear properly. You can't speak properly. People can't see you. You can only see them. Just little things, passing people on the street and just making eye contact and smiling, that's gone. You're no longer part of this world, and so you very quickly just shrivel up into nothing under there. And that's my answer when someone says Islamophobe.
She's not going to be in the video, but she's going to have her say with this whiteboard that I bought her. But why is the default that the woman is innocent and the man is always guilty? Okay, that's something my wife wants to say.
She's got a whiteboard! She's using a...
She has a whiteboard? Wait. Hold. Wait. Hold up. So she doesn't even say anything. She just writes it on the whiteboard and gives it to him. They think red benefit them a bit more. They'll say red and act sure about it as it's 100% reality. What in the fuck is this?
A whiteboard instead of her voice! Ah!
Emma probably had enough, as women give a lot of chances, has zero tolerance now. Okay, this is why I want you here. Yeah, it's very important for you to be here. Yeah, sisters take the past traumas of their father or ex-husband, etc., and project it on other people. So, okay, she's saying she made the video, not him. I don't know his opinion. What exactly?
Would I miss the whiteboard? His wife is using a whiteboard to communicate and not her voice. I'm from Germany. That is horrible. That is evil.
Exactly, there you go. Okay, there's nothing else I have to say. Anything you would like to say? If you do, just let me know, inshallah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, told us he went to the hellfire. Again, I know you guys are going to be like, oh,
Police be upon him.
it's a reality check. Okay. And he saw a majority of the women of the hellfire. Why? He said, not because they are ungrateful to Allah, because they are ungrateful to their husbands. Anything that I said.
Of course. My woman with her whiteboard, who's not allowed to express anything because she's covered up like a freaking potato sack. The problem is that she wouldn't treat her husband well enough. That's the problem. That's the real issue. It's how she treated her man. That's why everything failed.
Wrong is from shaitan and myself. Anything good is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If there's anything you disagree on? No. Okay. Are you under any duress? You can blink twice? No. Okay, that's fine. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh from myself and my dear wife. May Allah bless you for your contributions. It's a pleasure and a honor. Assalamu alaikum.
What's Islam's view on concubines?
A Muslim man.
Listen, I think I've also seen this man say before that marrying a minor is fine. But don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that.
Man can have up to 4 wives at once. And in addition to the 4 wives, he can have an unlimited number of concubines.
Yay! Women of the West, if you would like to become the wife of a man of Islam, you get to be one of many. And don't worry about that if you're...
See, I'm sitting here, I'm like, one woman forever, ever. No new woman. And if she leaves, no new woman ever, ever. And these guys realize, like, 4 wives. Once one leaves, I can have another one. And I can have unlimited whores. That's practically what it is. Insanity. Insanity. Also, his beard looks fake. I wanna, you know, give it a little fire and see if it, like, actually stays there.
Lucky enough to actually be a wife. Otherwise, he might also have lots of concubines, i.e. whores that he can go and mess around with when you don't satisfy his needs. What a brilliant day for feminism. What a brilliant day for women, because every woman wants to be one of many. Every woman's dreamed of getting a love letter that says, hi, I love you. A little bit less than your friend, but a little bit more than this other person. Want to be wifey number 3?
Which refer to women who are basically have slave status when they are owned by her master, a woman owned by her master.
Fucking master. Is this entire religion just a sex cult? That's a rhetorical question, by the way. I know it is. If we don't see Poke off this stream, we know what happened. I was thrown in an explosive party. 4 wives is like socks. You choose this one for Sunday, then one for Monday. You don't even have to look at them. True.
Has to freely give herself to the master. The master has the right to have sexual relations with her as though she were one of his wives.
How does consent play into this at all, or can we?
The understanding is that by virtue of the fact that she's owned, she does not have the right to consent. Or to withhold herself from her master. The master has the full right over her, and her consent does not play anything in this relationship.
Oh, females, don't worry about consent. Since the man owns you, there's nothing to consent to. You are his. You are his object. That is what you have been designed to be. So don't worry. Your feelings are irrelevant. Your face is irrelevant. Your experience is irrelevant. Want to go outside? No. Want to be loved on your own? No. Want to be able to speak publicly? No. Under no circumstances. We don't allow that whatsoever. Want to live in a world where all of your wants and dreams are actually just owned by your slave master, and therefore you have no right to consenting to requests to wants. You are a queen locked up in a cage, if that's your idea of being a wonderful, successful woman. That is what Islam wants for you. Then go ahead, guys, convert.
There's not much to say here.
But I would recommend not being a dumbass. Thank you for your attention.
there's not much to say here. Whack their pee-pee. That's all there's really to say. Whack their pee-pee. All of their pee-pees. Every single pee-pee. There's not much to say here. Yeah, this is abhorrent. This is disgusting. If you are a woman, a Western woman, and you fall for this, then you are effectively what I would call retarded. In my humble opinion. But yeah, anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.